want you to be next to me. Okay, we are going to do the tree pose Vrikshasana next. Standing behind the mat. Take one leg forward. Fix your eyes at a point straight in front of you. This will help you stay balanced. Make this leg really strong and well rooted onto the mat. Really strong. Okay? Place your hands on the hips. Spine erect. And when you feel ready and the leg feels strong, bend the other knee. Place the foot along the inner leg or thigh and place the hands at heart center. And then gently bring that leg down, come back. And in yoga, whatever we do on the right side, we also do on the left side. So let's do it on the other leg now. Yoga is all about balance, physical and mental. And bring that leg down as well. And close your eyes and rest for a few seconds in Namaskarasana. Now it's time to sit down. And we start with butterfly. So let's hold back and forth a few times. Place the heels where the knees were. Push the knees apart. Bring the feet together. Pull them closer to the body. Hold the feet. Stretch your arms out. Keeping your spine erect and aligned with the neck and the head. Start moving the knees up and down. Like the wings of a butterfly. This is called butterfly Titli. Everyone should have a mat. If you don't have a mat, please let us know. Let a volunteer know and we'll get you a mat. This asana helps in loosening the hip joints, the right and left hip joints. Okay, stop now and sit in Sukhasana. Sukhasana is a simple cross-legged position, which is very simple. We can all sit in that, right? So it should be easy. But when you sit in Sukhasana, to make it Sukhasana, the spine has to be kept erect, aligned with the neck and head. So this is not Sukhasana. It may be very giving you sukh, giving you happiness, may be very relaxed, but it's not Sukhasana. Sukhasana, spine has to be kept erect, aligned with the neck and the head, shoulders held up straight and upright, and the trunk should be held up straight and erect. It should not be one side or the other, or front and back. From here, inhaling, take your arms up, join the palms, stretching upward. And we are now in Parvatasana, mountain pose. Stretching up. Feel the muscles of your back stretching. And then bring the arms down. And let's get ready to do Dandasana. Dandasana. So for this, Dandasana, I'm going to turn to the side, but the only way you'll be able to do, you need to see me, what I'm doing. So I would say, since you're all on the carpet, just do it facing me. Okay? I'm going to turn to one side. They will not turn. You guys also. Yes. Because you need the length of the mat, right? So let's sit in Dandasana, rolling back and forth a few times. Inhaling, bring arms up. Exhaling, bring arms down. Hands by the buttocks, pushing into the mat, keeping the spine erect. Shoulders held up. Shoulders are rolled back. Legs tight. Toes pointing up. This is Dandasana, starting position for most of the sitting asanas. Inhale, bring both arms straight up. This is stage 1. Upahasta Dandasana. Interlock the fingers. Turn the hands away from the head. Feel the stretch of the sides and the back. And exhale, lean forward without bending your knees or neck, according to your ability. If you're able to reach the toes, hold the big toes. If you're not able to reach, you can hold your shin or your ankles. Once you hold whatever it is that you're holding, you can stretch your arms out, lift your head and neck and pull in the back. Stage 2, Padangushta Dandasana. You feel the stretch in your hamstrings, in your calf muscles, and in the triceps and deltoid muscles of your shoulders. Now we are going to stage 3, but you should not do stage 3 if you have severe back pain. If you have severe back pain, please go to stage 3. So we're going to hold the sides of the feet and then extend our body forward a little better, according to our ability, within our limits, at our own physical level. Inhaling, come back to stage 2. Inhaling, come back to stage 1. Exhale, bring the hands down and let's get ready to do the half camel pose now. So get on your knees. If anyone has knee problems, if your knees hurt, if you've had knee replacement surgery, any kind of problems in the knees, please don't put weight on the knees. You can do this standing up as well. Knees should be hip width apart. Inhaling, bring your right arm up. Exhaling, bring it down using the full range of motion of your right shoulder. Place the right hand on top of the right. Right fingers pointing down. Do the same thing on the left side. Bring it up, inhaling, bring it down, exhaling. Both hands on the buttocks, pushing forward, opening and expanding the pelvic girdle area. At the same time, roll back your shoulders, opening the chest area, expanding the shoulder girdle area. Inhaling now, bend your neck back to look at the ceiling and hold it and stay with slow breathing. You're in Ardha Ustrasana, half camel pose. Exhaling now, gently lean forward and let's do the Marjari Asana. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hip joints, wrists shoulder width apart, knees hip width apart. Inhale, let your spine dip, let the tailbone area push out and hold. Exhale, make a slight hump back, pull the tailbone area, pulling it up the belly button area and hold. Should be looking at your knees now. Once again, inhale and hold. Exhale and hold. Now bring your big toes together, lean back, sit on your heels, stretch your arms out in front of you, rest your forehead on the mat in Shashankasana relaxation pose for a few seconds. Inhaling, come up. And get ready to do a twisting asana, basic spinal twist called Vakrasana. So sitting in Dandasana, rolling back and forth. Whenever you sit in Dandasana, you should roll back and forth to make sure you're sitting properly on your sits bones and not on your tailbone. Now bend your right knee. If you are able to, take the right knee across the left knee, the right foot across the left knee and place it on the mat. If you're not able to do this, you can keep it inside. If you're able to do it, take it across. Hold your right shin bone. Make your spine erect. Keep the left toes pointing up. Inhaling, bring both arms up. Exhaling, twist to your right. Place the right hand behind the hips. Left elbow across the right knee and twist. Make sure your left toes keep pointing up. So yeah, left toes pointing. Your entire torso is now turned to the right. Twisting asanas are beneficial for the digestive system. Inhaling, turn to the front, bring both arms up. And let's switch the legs now. Let's bend the left knee, take the left foot across the right knee, and repeat that. This time to the left side. So hold your left shin, make your spine erect. Make sure your right toes are pointing up. Inhale, bring both arms up. Exhaling, twist to your left this time. Place the left hand behind the hips with your right elbow across the right knee, twist. And do everything according to your ability, within your limits, at your own physical level. There's no need to strain in you. Inhaling, turn to the front, bring both arms up, stretch your legs up, and relax in Vishramasana for a few seconds. Yogacharya Iyengar, who was the leading yoga teacher of the 20th century, we're not done yet. I'm just saying, relating a small anecdote. We'll go back to asana. He used to always say that yoga helps cure what need not be endured, and it helps endure what cannot be cured. If something cannot be cured, yoga helps you endure that. If something need not be endured, it helps you cure that. So that's the therapeutic value of yoga. Yoga releases a lot of chemicals, endocrine chemicals, for example, into your body, which make all the systems of your body work at a higher level. It tones all the organs, abdominal organs, various organs, different endocrine systems, depending on what asana, what practice you're doing. Okay? So yoga has definitely a physical element to it. But what's more important, as I was mentioning during the presentation, which I'll do again, is that it has a mental part as well. It is for mental and physical balance. This is the key. It's not just physical, it's not just mental. The body and mind are connected. And what connects them? Anybody say, what in yoga, what is connecting the two? How do we connect the two? The breath, yes, the breath I would say, in the gross sense, the breath, in the subtle sense, the prana. The prana Shakti, the vital energy that we extract from the breath. This is what is doing it. Not just the gross breath, the nitrogen, oxygen going in, nitrogen, oxygen, CO2 coming, not that. But the vital energy that we as humans can extract from our breath, and that runs through the different energy channels. That's what is making it. That's the key to understand. The prana unites the body and mind. So when we do asanas in class, then I'm sure these children will remember as well. I always talk about how the breathing should be. Where do you inhale? Where do you exhale? Where do you hold your breath? And so on. Next, we are going to lie down in the prone position and do baby cobra pose, Saral Bhujangasana. I'm going to sit and these kids are going to demonstrate. So, go ahead. Turn this way. Rest your 40 turn this way. And you turn this way. Yes. So you're going to Saral Bhujangasana. Forehead on the mat, hands close to the head, feet together. Their entire lower body is tightened. They do this. They can do this in their practice. And now, inhale, head up, chin forward. Using the muscles of your back, lift your trunk up to the belly button, no further. Exhale, come down. Inhale up. All of you should be doing this. Yoga is not a spectator sport. Yoga is a participant sport. Everybody has to practice. Those of you who can, please do it. Please do it. So you guys continue. Inhale up, exhale down. So this is, we call it Saral Bhujangasana, which is where you don't stretch your arms out. No weight is put on the arms or the hands. The back muscles are doing all the work. So the elbows stay on the mat. Inhale up. How many rounds do you do? 4. Let's do 2 more. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Let's do 1 more. Inhale up and hold it there. And hold it there. And if you don't have any problems in your abdominal or thoracic area, no surgery that you've ever had in these areas, then you can try releasing the hands. But if you've had any surgery, any form of surgery in the abdominal or thoracic area, please don't do that. So you can take the hands back and do Sarpasana as the kids are doing. Very good. Then gradually come down and rest in Makarasana, crocodile pose, Makarasana. Forehead on the crossed hands, feet about 1 foot apart, toes pointing in opposite directions, and completely relax yourself. Now we will do Bhujangasana, the full cobra pose. So forehead on the mat, feet together, lower body tightened, hands under the shoulders. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale, head up, chin forward. Using the back muscles, lift your trunk as much as you can without putting any pressure on the hands. And then push into the mat with your hands. Lift your trunk to get a good backward bend of your spinal column. Make sure the lower body does not lift off the mat. Bend your head and neck at the end of the backward bend. Exhale, gently come down and rest in Makarasana. So, Sunny and Sarvi, which asanas were you planning to do? The revolving triangle, okay? Inversion sequence. Also, warrior 1 and inversion sequence. Okay, so inversion sequence you both can do together. But let's do this. Aditi, demonstrate the revolving triangle first. And come here. Bring your mat. So Aditi here is going to demonstrate the revolving triangle pose, and you're welcome to stand up and do with her according to your ability within your limits. It's a slightly more advanced pose than the triangle, but it's not too complicated. So you do it according to your ability within your limits, you should be fine. So, can you say what you're doing?
Okay, so I'm doing the revolving triangle pose. So, first thing you would do is first jump and keep your feet about a couple feet apart, and allow your feet forward. And then bring your arms up, and then you can start from your hips. I think bend down,
Yeah, exactly.
and then keep bending down until you can.
Now, this may be difficult for some people to go all the way and place the hand. In that case, you can hold your shin bone. But if you're able to place it, that's fine.
And keep
Just-
your
Hold on. So, if you see Aditi's position now, her knees are tightened. Both her knees are tightened, fully tightened, and her hands are flat on the mat. This may be difficult for some people to do. But where do you feel the stretch? Right, so this is where the hamstring muscles get pulled. Calf muscles get pulled next. Okay, now from here.
And so press down on the mat with both hands, and then push down with your left hand, and then bring your right hand on your hip,
Leaving the left hand on the mat, right hand is on the hip.
and then put your right hand, raise the right hand, and right.
Very good. The breathing should be normal, slow breathing is what you should be practicing. Come down, exhaling.
And then push down with 2 knees once again, and then with just keep your right hand on the mat this time, and push down with that one, and then with your left hand, raise the left.
So you repeat the asana on the left side now with the left arm up and face turned to the arm, to the left arm. So besides a stretch in the legs, it also gives a twist to the trunk and the shoulders. That's the benefit of this asana. Stay for a few more seconds. Exhaling. Bring the hand down, push into the mat. Go ahead.
And then push into the mat of the hands, and bring your feet together, and then come up.
Aditi, when you bring the feet together, slower. I have not seen, Aditi has been my student, and Sanvi and Sari have been my students for over a year. I have not seen them. First time I'm seeing them. Because it's all been on Zoom or virtual. First time I'm seeing these kids. So that's why that's a problem with Zoom, but because of COVID, we didn't have any place to do this, in person. So always bring it slowly. Just slowly bring it. Thank you very much. Let's give a big hand to Aditi. And now I want Sanvi and Sari to come front and tell us what you're going to do. I think first you want to do the inversion sequence, so both of you can do it together. And then you want to do warrior one. One or two? Warrior one, okay. So let's do this. Let's do warrior one first. And you lead, and you can tell everyone what you're doing. Can you hear her? You can speak. She's very soft spoken.
I'm going to be doing the warrior one pose.
Virabhadrasana one, warrior one.
First, you spread your legs out.
Alignment of the toes, you have to mention that. Make sure your toes are properly aligned before you turn to one side. Right foot 90 degrees to the right. Left foot slightly to the right. So just hold it for a second. So the whole body now turns to your right. That's what you have to do. The whole body. So by lifting the back heel, that helps you turn your whole body to your right. That's what she has done now. And then So knees bent, arms are up, palms joined, and then bend your neck back to look at the hands. Bring the hands down, and then turn the feet to the front, bring both arms up again, and exhaling, bring the arms down, hands on the hips. Alignment check, you have to make sure the feet are still aligned. Before you go to the other side, repeat asana. Now the other side. Turn the left foot 90 degrees to the left. Right toe slightly to the left. Then lift the heel. This is very important. Lift the back heel so that your whole body turns to your left. Your hips, chest, shoulders, everything should be facing your left now. And then bend your left knee according to your ability. Take the arms out to the side and then bring them up. Join the palms, stretching upward, and bend your neck back to look at the hands. Stay for a few more seconds. And exhaling gently, bring the hands down, the head down. Inhaling, straighten the knee, turn to the front, both arms up, bring the arms down, and with a jump or walk, come back to starting position. Namaskarasana. Very good. Thank you. Let's give a big hand. Sanvi. Next, Sanvi and her sister Sarayu are going to demonstrate the inversion sequence that we do. Unless you have done this before, I don't recommend, if you're a complete beginner, I don't recommend that you do it. You can just watch.
First, we're going to start laying down. This is start on the ground. Lay down and put your hands on your side and look up to the ceiling. Then you lift your knees and rock your knees and legs back and forth. Then you put your hands on your hips and supporting your back at all times. Then you turn your legs so they're straight and flip them over your head until they're parallel with the ground.
Hold it there for a second. So what Sarayu is showing now is Ardha Halasana, half plow pose. Bring the legs down a little bit more, pull the back closer, pull the back a little bit closer. Yeah, this is a problem because I can't see them when we are on Zoom. This is sometimes, but they are very good students. Now flex your toes towards the head. No, the other way. Yes, there you go. So this is the half plow pose, Ardha Halasana, that she's doing. And now she will come into the shoulder stand, Salamba Sarvangasana. You can see the back is supported. The back has to remain supported throughout the inversion sequence. And the legs are straightened. This is called the queen of all the asanas, Sarvangasana. Sarvangasana also sends a lot of blood to the shoulders and the neck region, which normally don't receive that much of supply. And make the legs a little bit straight and pull the back a little bit closer and straighten the back.
Next, you pull your legs down.
Generally come down.
Keep your head slowly and pull your leg on the crown of your head and straighten your toes and your fish pose.
So they are in fish pose, Matsyasana right now, Matsyasana, which is a counter pose to the inversion sequence. The inversion sequence works on the throat, on the Vishuddhi chakra, which we call the throat chakra, Vishuddhi chakra. So this counters that effect, so that any stress that you have in the neck, back, or the throat area is relieved by this counter pose. Okay, inhaling, come up, and then rest in Shavasana for a few seconds. Always interlock your fingers, stretch and align before you do Shavasana. Yes, good. So as I mentioned before, Shavasana is an important part of yoga. It is not something optional that you can do if you like. You have to rest in Shavasana after your session is over, after the physical asana session is over. Okay, you can roll over to your left side and sit up. Thank you very much, Saryu and Sanvi. Let's give it. We had last year had organized a yoga essay contest for these children, and they sent in really nice creative essays. Sarayu actually won the first prize in that essay contest. Aditi won the second prize in the essay contest, and sister here, Sanvi, won the third prize, along with Sahaj, another student. So they all did a very good job of organizing their thoughts and what they had learned in a few months. They put it in paper and sent it to the judges for review. Thank you. Now we are going to start a short pranayama session. So let's all sit down on the mat. So pranayama is the fourth step in Ashtanga Yoga. So you have yama, niyama, asana, then pranayama. So the steps they're called steps because you have to use one step to get to the next step. Right? That's the reason it's called step. So 8-step process. So asana is a prerequisite for pranayama. Does anyone know why it is a prerequisite? Why do we need asana practice before we do our pranayama? In pranayama, yes?
I said you loosen up the body with the prana can go all over the body. With yoga exercise, you open up all the channels. And then when you do prana, it can go everywhere.
Okay. Anyone else has any thoughts? Why asana practice is a must before you do pranayama and not the other way around? Some places, some studios and yoga studios, if you go, they don't know this. They don't care. They'll start you with pranayama. So,
aerobic.
What's that?
Aerobic system.
That doesn't matter. You can have Surya Namaskar, you will get aerobic also.
Clear your breath,
Clear your?
breathing.
Yeah, okay. So what is the most important part? Why do you need yoga practice? I'm not saying in one session, I'm saying in general, when you learn, you have to learn asana first before you learn pranayama. And the reason is asana helps you sit in a steady posture. The asana is defined by Maharishi Patanjali as Sthira Sukham Asanam. Sthira Sukham Asanam, which means asana is where you can sit comfortably for a period of time. And unless you're able to do that, you cannot do pranayama. You cannot do any of the advanced practices. Can you meditate if you're not able to sit and you're doing this and moving your leg and moving this? And you cannot meditate, you cannot do pranayama as well. So that is why pranayama requires asana to be firm in posture, to get firmness in posture. Very important. That is the main reason for this. Okay? Now, what we will do today is just a light version of pranayama. We will not do anything very difficult or very heavy. And it will take probably 10 to 15 minutes. That's all it will take. I want you to keep your mind relaxed. And you've already done asana practice. As you said, your answer is also right. So it does open up the pores. It is correct. The pores are opened up when you do asanas. Yes, you've got, first of all, the mind is in the right place. The body is getting there as well. And the two are linked by prana as we talk. Just one other point I want to mention on this is that we as persons, we have several layers. In yoga and Ayurveda, they call them koshas. Some of you may be familiar with that. So we have the outermost layer is called Annamaya kosha, which is the physical body, skin, bones, joints, muscles, right? All these are part of the physical body. Then one layer deep is the Pranamaya kosha, which is called the vital energy sheath. It's a sheath meaning a covering. And this covering you can think of as like software. Many of you may be IT professionals, you know hardware, software. Asana is for hardware, pranayama is for software. This is just one way of saying it. The internal channels, as Madam here said very correctly, the nadis that you run into the body, run through the body, 72,000 nadis that run to every corner, every part of your body. If there is blockage in even one of them, that causes disease, it can cause decay, it can cause death. Blockage in nadis is the main reason for sickness. That is what is believed in Yoga and Ayurveda. So pranayama works on those nadis, purifying the nadis. At the same time, it works on balancing the energies that I talked about, the mental and the pranic energy. These two have to be balanced. So what we will all start with today, first of all, I want you to take your glasses off. Sit in a comfortable posture where you can maintain your spine erect and aligned with the neck and the head. Shoulders held up straight and upright. Trunk held up straight and erect. And you can, in the hands, you can place a mudra. So these are mudras. For example, this one is called Chin Mudra. If you make it like this, it's called Jnana Mudra. And you can either place it on your knees like this, or you can have it extended. Whatever is available to you, whatever is comfortable for you. Eyes closed, mind relaxed. I want you to take your attention to the nostrils area through which you are breathing in and out. Without missing a single cycle of breath, let's be aware of each inhalation and exhalation. Move your awareness now to the back of the nose. Again, without missing a single cycle of breath, feel the inhalation and exhalation in the back of the nose. Move your awareness to the back of the throat now. Once again, feel each inhalation and exhalation in that area. Take your awareness to the windpipe and feel the flow of the breath up and down the windpipe. Take your awareness to the lungs now. Each time you inhale, the lungs expand along with the rib cage, and each time you exhale, the lungs and the rib cage relax. Take your awareness to the diaphragm muscle that separates abdominal and thoracic cavities. Each time you inhale, this muscle pushes down, and each time you exhale, the muscle comes back up. Take your awareness now to the navel region and experience the abdominal wall pushing out in inhalation, coming back in exhalation, without missing a single cycle of breath. Okay, you can stop. Now, what we did just now is called, what I call get to know your prana. Get to know your prana. Understand this pranic energy, which is going on in our bodies. The prana and the breathing is going on in our body since we are born, the time of birth, at the time of death. It goes on incessantly. Every time, and we are normal people, breathe about 15 times a minute, 21,600 times a day. A yogi with practice of pranayama can reduce that frequency. And the slower you breathe, the deeper you breathe, the better it is for mind and body. Next, we are going to do a pranayama called Bhastrika pranayama. Bhastrika means bellows. So what we will do is we'll forcefully inhale, fill the lungs, and forcefully exhale, emptying the lungs. I'm going to demonstrate. Close one nostril. Close the other nostril. Open both nostrils and continue. Bhastrika pranayama. Now take a deep breath and hold it inside for a few seconds. Do not strain. Hold it inside for a few seconds. And gently release the breath and take 3 normal breaths. Next, we are going to do Kapalabhati Pranayama, which has a very special place in Hatha Yoga because it is not only a pranayama but it is also a kriya. It cleanses the nasal cavities, the sinus passages, and so on. In Kapalabhati, we are going to do forceful exhalation and passive inhalation. At any time during pranayama, if you feel out of breath or dizzy or any such discomfort, stop at once what you do, take some deep breaths and relax. Each time you exhale, the abdominal area gets pulled in. Close one nostril. Close the other nostril. Open both nostrils and continue. Take a deep breath and hold it inside for a few seconds. Do not strain. Gently release the breath and take 3 normal breaths. Next, we're going to do something that the kids like a lot. I know that. What are you? Say it a little louder so they can all hear. Lion's roar pose. Simha Garjanasana. So sit with your knees apart. Your big toes can be touching each other. The heels are apart. And stretch your arms out fully. Stretching and extending your spine as well. We're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to make a sound like a lion's roar from the back of the nose. Sorry, back of the throat. And put the tongue out as well. Stop now. And sit again in Sukhasana or Siddhasana. This particular process, called Simhagarjanasana, works for ENT, ear, nose, and throat area. The whole area, ear, nose, and throat, they are connected, as you know. It works on that, removes any buildup of mucus, any impurities, any debris, any viruses, anything. It removes that. Also works for your sound, for your voice. Okay, it's good for your voice as well. Next, we are going to do Anuloma Viloma Pranayam. So, left hand where it is, right hand, big Pranayam Mudra with your right hand. With your right hand. Pranayam Mudra. So, the middle and index fingers are folded in, the thumb is out, and the little and ring fingers are extended with your right hand. Make sure you're doing it with your right hand. Okay. Now, what you will do is, we are going to do Anulom Vilom Pranayam, which is alternate nostrils pranayam. So you're going to inhale through one nostril, exhale through the other nostril, inhale through that nostril, and exhale through the first nostril. One nostril will always be closed during Anulom Vilom. We're going to do 3 rounds. So with your right thumb, close your right nostril. Keep your spine erect. Don't let your body slouch. Inhale, slow and deep. Inhalation. Close the left, open the right. Slow and deep. Exhalation. Slow and deep. Inhalation through the right nostril. Close the right, open the left. Exhale, slow and deep to the left. So that was 1 round. Let's do 2 more rounds of Anuloma Viloma Pranayama. Time to finish up Anuloma Viloma Pranayama now. And start Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, purification of the vital energy channels, which is also alternate nostrils breathing. However, there's a difference. After you inhale through the left nostril, you will close both nostrils and retain the breath inside for a little time. So, for example, if you have a count of 1 in inhalation, retain it for a count of 2 in retention, and then exhale through the opposite nostril, count of 2. So 1, 2, 2. Again, 1 to the inhalation, 2 retention, 2 exhalation. Any questions before we start? Is it clear to everyone? Okay, let's start. And you retain the breath, both nostrils are closed. to finish Nadi Shodhan Pranayam. And we'll do the last pranayam of the day before we do the meditation, which is Bhramri Pranayam. Bhramri Pranayam. In Bhramri Pranayam, we will close our eyes. Our two fingers, middle and ring finger, will be on either side of our nostrils, middle finger near the mouth. We will inhale, close the ears by pushing down with the thumbs. And as we exhale, we'll make a sound like a bumblebee from the back of the throat. We'll do 6 rounds of Bhramri Pranayam. I'm going to demonstrate first, and then if you have any questions, you can ask me. Any questions? Looks like everybody knows. Okay, let's continue with 6 rounds total. Six rounds, you can stop. And we're going to do a 1-minute silent meditation, focusing on the vibrations that we just created. And you can stop meditation now. And before we do the final chanting, I would like to invite some of my advanced students to do a short yoga demonstration. I would like to start by inviting Bala Putina and his daughter Kirti Putina to the stage. So let's all sit down and let's watch Bala and Kirti. Bala and Kirti have been my students for about 2 years now. Is that right? Kirti? How many years now? Year and a half. So they have been my students for a year and a half. You know, I sometimes, as a teacher, as you know, if you've taught anything to anyone, the biggest reward you can get is when a student is exceeding your expectations. And I've had a few students like that in the 10 years that I've been teaching yoga. And both father and daughter here have excelled in they exceeded my expectations, And what they have done together over the last year and a half is you'll see what they have done. So go ahead, get started. You want me to announce anything, or are you going to say it yourself?
Start with sun salutations.
Okay.
Surya Namaskar.
So we are going to do Surya Namaskara first. Surya Namaskara. Solar visualization. This is the first step, Namaskar Mudra.
Om Raya Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha.
Each step has an associated mantra.
Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Bhanave Namaha. Om Kagaya Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha. Om Adityaya Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. This is the second round. Now we'll do it with the left leg, whatever we have done with the right one. Om Mitraya Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Bhanave Namaha. Om Kagaya Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha. Om Adityaya Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. Now we'll do both together, left and right legs. Om Mitraya Namaha. Om Ravaye Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Bhanave Namaha. Om Kagaya Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha. Om Adityaya Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Akkaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Bhanave Namaha. Om Kagaya Namaha. Om Pushne Namaha. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. Om Marichaye Namaha. Om Adityaya Namaha. Om Savitre Namaha. Om Arkaya Namaha. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. Sure. So we are demonstrating now the Trikonasana, triangle pose.
Well, if you move your mat a little bit to the side, then we can see both of you. Thank you. Next one.
Very good. We'll show you Virabhadrasana.
Virabhadrasana. Next one. So starting in Vajrasana. So just want to talk a little bit about this asana that they're sitting in right now. It's Vajrasana. Vajrasana is one of the few asanas you can sit in after a meal. So normally you say that you have a 4-hour gap is a must before you do yogasana. But Vajrasana, what they're sitting in right now, you can sit in that even after a heavy meal. Doesn't matter. It actually helps the process of peristalsis and movement of food and everything. So this is a very good asana. This one, not the next one they will do. They will do Mandukasana, frog pose. It's very good for the digestive system. The key here is not to bend the neck. You can see his back is almost flat, horizontal, and the neck is aligned with the back. Sometimes you see people doing this when they bend the neck, and they are not doing it. But this is the correct way to do it. Mandukasana massages the abdominal organs, the pancreas, liver, gallbladder, and so on, and stimulates them. Next is a twisting asana. So we did Vakrasana, all of us together we did Vakrasana, which is a basic spinal twist. This is an advanced version of the twist where you see both the knees are bent and holding the shin. They will take the arms up and straighten the spine and then twist to one side. This is an advanced version of the Vakrasana. This particular asana works on what we call the Manipura chakra. Manipura chakra is a chakra which is the digestive system is. So it basically works and makes sure the digestive fire that you have within you stays strong, which helps you with the metabolism and digestion of food. This is the counter twist that they're doing on the other side. Now they'll repeat the asana on the left side. Counter twist again. Resting in Vishramasana. Any other asana you want to consider? This is Janu Shisha. Okay. That'll be the last one, right? Because we have to get time. So Janu Shishasana is the next one. They are going to demonstrate. It's a forward bending asana with one knee bent. But the key is what Kirti and Bala both are doing. Starting position, setting up the asana, that you can see the angle between the two thighs is greater than 90 degrees. This is key. Many people don't do this, and as a result, the asana is not done correctly. But here they have it's set up properly with the position of the thighs, and then the position of the foot. The heel of the foot is firmly placed against the perineum area, and the foot itself is along the inner thigh. The other leg is straightened in front with the toes pointing up. Now turning to the front, both arms up. It's a forward bending asana, so they are bending forward. But again, you can see the neck is almost aligned with the back, and that's the key. I mean, she can easily bend the neck and touch the knee, but that's not the idea. It's a forward bending asana. The muscles, your spine have to bend forward. So you get the stretch in the spinal erector muscles, the obliques, and so on. So that's why we are doing this, and this is the correct way of doing it. And everything that you do in yoga, you have to do it according to your ability, within your limits. No? It's not a competition. The only thing is it's self-development, really. So you're competing with yourself, but it should not be done in a spirit of competition. Now the other side.
Since you did Jala Shirshasana, you should do a backward bend as well. So do a Ushrasana. Ushrasana is called camel pose. Again, the version they are doing is an advanced version where they will actually be touching the heels with their hands. So the pelvic girdle area is fully expanded, the shoulder girdle area is fully expanded, which is what we do even in half camel, right? Sarayu and Sadhvi will remember this. But the fact that they're touching, holding the heels in the back, that gives your back a much more backward bend and opens the front. But the key here is that the thighs have to remain vertical, which you can see is vertical for both of them. This is the key. So it's a backward bending asana that works on the Anahata chakra, the heart chakra. And after that, they have to de-stress the spine by doing Marjariyasana, also called cat-cow. So I'm hoping for the children who are here, this is an inspiration for you as to what you can still expect to learn. Yoga is a journey. It is not something you learn in a few months and say, okay, I'm done with it, I've learned yoga. Yoga is a journey. I've been doing it, I've been on the journey for almost 36 years. And I will continue. That's how it should be. It's part of your life. It's a lifestyle. Not just physical part, but everything else surrounding yoga are. Let's give both father and daughter a good hand. I mentioned earlier about how students, sometimes you get students that exceed your expectations. So you saw two of them now. Now you're going to see another one who exceeded my wildest expectations. And he's going to demonstrate, his name is Ravi Vegutta, and he's going to demonstrate the inversion sequence, including Shirshasana and all the other asanas that you saw, Ardha Halasana, Salama Sarvangasana, Sampurna Halasana, Matsyasana and Shavasana. A very dedicated student. He has been with me now for 3 years, or 3+ years. Let's watch him. He's doing the dolphin pose now. This is the dolphin pose. The dolphin pose prepares your arms for Shirshasana. The sides of the arms is where the body weight comes along with the head. And this prepares the body for that. Prepares the arms for that. Before you saw, I mentioned it was the queen of the asanas, which is Salama Sarvangasana. Shirshasana is called the king of the asanas. Okay, no gender discrimination here, but that's how they named it. They named one king, the other one queen, and this is, you can say, I don't want to say that you have learned it all. No, definitely wrong way to do it, because you can always learn more. But Shirshasana is proof of your commitment to yoga, because there's a body, mind, prana, everything working in coordination. It takes a lot of practice to do. So you can see now, Ravi is launching himself into Shirshasana. The body weight is balanced on the crown of the head and the sides of the arms. His body is actually being pulled up. You cannot see it, but every vertebrae is pulling up. So there is no dead weight on anywhere on the neck or shoulders region. So this balance does not come easily. It takes a lot of coordination. All the muscles have to be trained. There's a lot of practice that goes into doing this. And this is one of the few asanas that actually energize the Sahasrara chakra. Every asana has a role to play with the chakras. Every asana energizes certain chakra or chakras. But this is one of the few that energizes the Sahasrara chakra, which is in the brain. Very few, one of the few asanas. We will do the dog stretch now. Relieve the stresses from the neck region. Child pose, Balasana. Rotating the neck again to relieve any stresses from the neck. Ardha Halasana, half plow pose. Vishuddhi chakra is the main chakra that is energized here, throat chakra. Responsible for the functioning of the thyroid and parathyroid glands, regulates metabolism. Salamba Sarvangasana, you saw this earlier also. This is shoulder stand. Again, Vishuddhi chakra is the main chakra here as well. He's now going to Sampurna Halasana. This is a very challenging asana. Looks very easy when Ravi does it, but it is quite a difficult asana. This is a full plow pose. Full plow. Advanced students learn this after a lot of practice. Supta Konasana. Variations, Ekapad Sarvangasana. Next, you do Titli in Sarvangasana. Butterfly in Sarvangasana. The side of the path of Sarvangasana. You can see his back is fully supported. The only time his back is not supported when he was in the full plow pose because the toes were resting on the floor. Otherwise, you have to keep your back supported all the time in inversion sequence. Now he's doing Sarvangasana with Garudasana leg position. The leg position is as in Garudasana, and he's doing Sarvangasana. Back is still supported. Reversing it on the other side. Now he's going to bring his lower body down. And go into fish pose, Matsyasana. He's doing Matsyasana with a different variation, which I have not taught him, by the way. He has learned it. That's why I was telling you, he widely exceeded my expectations because he's done this, learned this himself. He's doing Padmasana in Matsyasana. Padmasana in Matsyasana. And when he came to me 3 years ago, he had not done yoga ever. Ever. He learned this himself. He learned from me. He learned, went over and above that, took extra classes from outside or wherever, but he practiced. He's such a diligent practitioner of yoga sadhaka. And now he's in Shavasana. Let's give Ravi a big hand. So that brings us to the end of this part of the program. So if you have any questions, please let me know. You can ask any questions if you have. Anything else anyone has to share or questions? The formal part of the program is now over. But if you have any questions, you can ask them. Also, if there is interest, I'll come just once. If there is interest, there is a history of yoga documentary that if you're interested and you have about 45 minutes more, we can watch it together on YouTube. I'm hoping that they have Wi-Fi here. We can watch it together. It's a very well done documentary that came out about 4 or 5 years ago. Very authentic. We have watched it in class. Our students have watched it many times. I think even my children's children have also watched it. So, are there any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I want to ask whether you are going to have this face-to-face classes regularly in future.
We have started already. Our senior class has already started this month.
Oh,
So yes, 65 plus. There are no fees for that. We have some students from that class. One person sitting next to you. Another person here. Dr. Harindran is also here. So yes, we have started that in June. So we have them. They happen out in the other side, the main temple basement. We have a classroom. That's where we go in. If the weather is really nice, we come outside and practice outside. Would you like to join?
yes, I do. But only thing is, my restriction is I have to sit on the chair because I need investment and have some other issues.
We have
So I
other
can't sit on
we have other people with similar issues.
the arrangement is very good. I really like it.
So we have.
Renuka is a good friend of mine. She had me telling
Who
me
is?
a long time. Renuka, Dr.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's not here, but I just called yesterday. She's in the office.
Yes.
So I heard about
Yeah.
you from her.
Yeah. She was my student the first day. She came on the first day in 2011. She has been my student, so and also very good family friend. Yes. So, but you're welcome to come. There are other people. There are people who actually are in wheelchairs. There are people who are stroke victims. We have who had or stroke survivors, I should say, who are in my class, and people do according to their ability. There is no push to do that. Everyone has to do as I'm showing. I let everyone do whatever they can, whatever is comfortable to them.
Yeah.
But what
Years back, I had none of the match.
it's difficult to. Yeah. Now you said you are from Colonial Heights, right?
Pardon?
Are you in Colonial Heights? Do you live in?
Colonial Heights, about 45 minutes from here.
So are you able to come? Will you be able to come on Saturdays?
Yeah, I can. I try
Okay.
on my own, but I have to be very careful and
Yeah.
everything balanced. So I maintain walk with my walker to reach any place I go out, get out of the car. But I can drive.
We can help you with that if needed. You're most welcome. You're most welcome to come to the seniors class. So we start right now. It's at 10 a.m. on Saturdays. And if you need any help with getting out of the car or coming back or going into the basement, we'll be more than happy to help.
Yeah, basement
There's an elevator.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Any other questions? Anyone? Yes, please. Swami.
For the weekly sessions, we have to be on the tax interest. But
In-
the rest of the days, like, other registrations, like, how to follow, because they are into the beginner sessions, so.
Right. That's a very good question. Did everyone understand what Swami's question is? So, if you're a beginner and you're starting out, and say they come to class once a week, and the rule is that every hour that you spend in class, you have to practice 2 hours. So, how do you do that? Is what your question is, right? So, I want to turn it over to Ravi. Actually, Ravi, we're good. Who I want to ask, tell him what you did.
So, I used to take down notes in the class.
Lot of notes.
Yeah, we have this schedule very different outline for the and also there's a blog we have, and you can go there.
And YouTube, we have some things on YouTube as well.
And also we suggested, but like mainly the schedule I don't know this, and I try to. And if you have not that's fine. And he also suggested for some pictures to do if you go initially when I started yoga protocol by Ayush Ministry. You can get a picture of not exactly the same schedule what we are following, but we have to recall what each asana is. Easy to do that. So that's how, and from the last class,
Ravi, if you make a book out of the notes you made, I think it will sell very well. Ravi has taken such good notes because he used to ask questions regularly and he used to take notes, which is the right thing to do. Some people do, not everyone does it. Some students do that. That way, when you go home, you can remember. So I think Ravi, that's a good question. Good way to answer that question. Also, I have YouTube videos. If you want to search Bharati Yoga, YouTube, there is one particularly. Remember the one we did on the Tuesday class, about a 50-minute session you'll find. So there'll be no problem. You'll be able to do this. Okay, you'll be able to follow along. Any other questions? Anyone else?
that video is very helpful. Like one of the students recorded everything. That is the part session and
Samir, good to see you.
Sorry to know, I'm sorry, this was going to be before I came a little bit. What are the different sessions that you have?
So actually, yeah, so this is what we have right now. We have the seniors class Saturday mornings in person, starting at 10 right now. We have a guided meditation session, no cost for these. Okay, seniors class is free. Guided meditation session is free, it's on Zoom. Advanced class 7 a.m. Beginners 8:30 on Sundays right here in this hall. Then we have a children youth session at 11 a.m. on Zoom. We have the intermediate class on Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Also on Zoom. So this is our current schedule. And as I mentioned, we have a new summer virtual yoga camp starting for children and youth. It's a 3-month course, after which they will get a certificate. The second time I'm doing that. I did that last year and we had 25 students attended. Most of them graduated, some of them didn't, but most of them were able to get the certificate. This is what we have here.
Can we have children's class in person this summer? Yeah, I'm Manisha.
The thing is, I've seen on Zoom, right?
Yeah,
I've not had it.
That's like it would be good here in person because
I tried really hard. Right now, I don't. Otherwise, it's back. Yeah. People are waiting for me to get out of it. And that's class right now. I agree. I'm trying. Maybe the new thing that we have to I asked them, and then I asked them.
I hope you liked it.
She has been on this page.
Yeah.
So you created it.
Bye.